What's up, everybody? Just came back from Colorado where we had our CEO mastermind. And usually, every time I go out there, I will do a hike with my buddy Joe Hashi. And this hike started at 3 a.m. on, I think it was Tuesday morning. And we were climbing a mountain called Mount Elegy, something like that. Anyway, it's the highest mountain in Colorado at 14,440 feet. It's the second highest mountain in the United States. And so the plan was to climb up and then to come down. That's not what happened. It's 11 miles round trip, right? And so it's about, I think it's about 5.5 miles up and then, 5.5 miles down. So 11 miles round trip. So we start the hike, and I'll be honest with you, like in the first minute, I'm like sucking wind, right? Because the altitude is super high already. I think I don't even remember what we start at, but anyway, I'm from New Jersey, and I'm sucking some serious wind in the first minute. And it's a very, very steep climb. I think it's 5,500 feet of elevation gain over the course of the 5 miles. So like 1,000 feet of elevation gain per mile, and which is no joke. And so we get to the top, and I'm sucking wind. We don't have a ton of water, and I didn't really know this, but the altitude like just rips the water out of you. So you need a ton of water when you're um, at training at altitude. So we get to the top, and I'm like, oh god, we made it. It was great. And my buddy Johashi, he's a very, very experienced climber, hiker, and he's like, hey, let's walk over to that other mountain over there, which looked like really, really far away. I was like, you sure? And he's like, yeah, let's just go. And so we start walking over these, and at the top of this mountain is like rocks. It's not like trails. There's no trails. There's just rocks. And so I'm like, stepping up to rocks, stepping down on rocks, and I'm not very good at this stuff. I've never really even gone. It's actually called something. It's called bouldering. So these big rocks on the top of the mountain. I'm just like doing all these bouldering, and I we just start walking across the top of this mountain. We're at 14,000 feet of elevation, and we just start walking. And Joe and his brother Pat, they're like way ahead of me, and I'm just like kind of starting to feel it, right? Looking at my water, being like, "There's not much water left," and we ended up walking for like 2 to 3 hours across the top of these mountains. And I'm just like, dude, we have not walked down yet. We've walked up to the top, and we've just stayed at the top. And it just was like kind of going a little up and a little up, a little up, a little down, a little up, a little down over the top of the highest mountain peak in Colorado. And then all of a sudden, as we're walking, I realized like there was kind of a slight little bit of a trail up there. Nothing. You could kind of see it, but then all of a sudden there was nothing. There's not one inkling of a trail. And then we start walking down this prairie that is like this huge grass knoll that's like really downhill, where I'm having to almost like walk sideways down this hill that was probably like 2 miles down. And I'm just like, dude, we're lost. We are like not on trail. And actually, Joe posted a picture of us on Instagram where it's like, yeah, we were lost. Um, Luckily, as we're going down this grass area, we see like some abandoned road, and we ended up finding this abandoned road, and we walked down the road all the way down to the rest of where the car was. So we made it home, but I can't say that there wasn't a good amount of uncertainty throughout. And I will say this is the narrative in my mind while we're doing this, thinking about, that I was, already feeling it from the altitude, but also looking at my water and trying to just not drink water because I didn't want to run out or just taking very little. Um, it was really, really uncertain, and there was a lot of like kind of thoughts that were coming to my head. And I will say this is one of the things that I ended up doing fine, right? We finished and I was fine and I didn't freak out. But there was like some narratives in my head and thoughts that were coming to me that weren't good. And one of the things that I've been practicing for many, many years is meditation. And what meditation does is meditation helps you not have to react so emotionally to all of your thoughts. That when you actually have thoughts, they're there, but it doesn't mean that you have to react to every one of them. It doesn't mean that if you feel like you're lost and we're going to run out of water, it doesn't mean that you need to start yelling and screaming and freaking out and panicking. It just means that's a thought that popped up into your head. And so while I'm on this hike, I found myself able to have those thoughts, but to able to just say, hey, I'm going to just keep moving. I had that bad thought, but I'm going to trust that Joe is an experienced hiker and he's going to not lead me to the path of death. And I should be fine. But it took training. And I happen to believe that if I was on something like that years ago and I hadn't done the training in my mind and I hadn't prepared myself, I probably would have freaked out and probably would have panicked way more. And I honestly didn't panic at all. But it just took training. But that one of the things that like I thought about is that's what being a business owner is. It's really about handling uncertainty. That's really all it is. It's like we are just signing up for this long run of uncertainty. And the better we can handle that uncertainty, the uncertainty of a bad month, the uncertainty of a team member that's going bad, the uncertainty of quitting that you didn't expect them to quit. Um, it's all there. It's all there, and it's happening all the time. And the better we're able to handle it, meaning the calmer that we can stay throughout the whole thing, the more successful we're going to be. And so I really credited the work that I've done and the preparation that I've done in my mind to being able to stay calm. So, and some of that came from experience. I've been on a bunch of these hikes with Joe, so this was obviously one of the more challenging ones. But some of it came from experience as well. So preparation and experience can help you handle and deal with uncertainty. Now, I've been doing this for a pretty long time. I've been a gym owner for 19 years and have been a business coach for gyms for a decade, 10 years. And I happen to think that, no, I don't happen to think, I know that the most common thing that gym owners are uncertain about is marketing. That you take a gym owner, some of them are natural sales guys, some of them can sell just from their good personality. Most of you guys, you started as trainers, so you kind of know your stuff. But then when it comes to marketing, when it comes to lead generation, when it comes to getting new customers into your business, it's the thing that you're most uncertain about. And so one of the things that, and this is one of the reasons why, it's not just because I love marketing, because I do, but it's one of the reasons why a lot of my stuff is built around marketing. And it's why you see a lot of the masterclasses I do, the books that I write, the content that I put out is built around, is based around marketing because so many people struggle with it. And when you're uncertain about something, well, what do you got to do? You got to start doing the work. You got to start doing the training. You got to start doing the learning and the knowledge and all the things that you need to do to be able to get better at that particular skill. And that's what it really is. It's a skill set. Marketing and your ability to acquire new customers is a skill set. And to help you build that skill set, to help you get better at this thing, I'm doing another masterclass. And I've been doing a lot of these different master classes, and I'll be honest with you, most of them have been free. And I decided to do one a little differently. And most of the time I'm, teaching for like an hour and a half. But I wanted to go a little deeper. I wanted to go a little bigger and do a 3-hour marketing masterclass where I help gym owners get new customers. And in this 3 hours, I feel like with that amount of time, and I know with that amount of time is going to weed a ton of people out anyway, because a lot of people aren't willing to give this the time that actually deserves. But what I want you to think about this is that you are trying to develop and learn a skill set. That's not something that just an overnight thing. Like, it's, you got to put the work in and put the time in. And so what I wanted to do is kind of really provide a big deep dive and a big immersion. Something I learned from Tony Robbins. He's like, the best places, the best way to learn is through immersion, right? And that's why Tony Robbins events are like 5 days long, right? Because he wants to immerse you in the topic, immerse you. And then so on when I do this masterclass, I want to immerse you in marketing, right? That's what I want to do. And I want to just go deep dive, help you understand these things. And so this ain't no quick fix, right? This ain't no, hey, just type this into AI and do this thing. It's like, that's not what is going to develop a skill set, right? And that's one of the things I see people really getting into trouble is the AI thing is like helping people take the easy way out, and people aren't learning and understanding what they're trying to do. And so if you are going to be and consider yourself a great business owner, you should have a skill set in marketing. And do you need to be the world's best marketer? No. But do you need to be better than you are right now? Probably. And so that's why I'm doing, this masterclass. It's going to be a 3-hour deep dive. We will cover lead generation. What are the things you need to be doing to get more leads? I'm not going to read the bullet points of the sales letter. If you go to the link in the show notes, there's a link that gives you all of that. But I'm going to be talking all about lead generation, and then leading not just from lead generation, but also to converting, right? What do we need to do once we get a lead to get them to become a paying customer? That's really what everything's about. Like, how do we get people to write us a check, to hand us a credit card? That's really what it's about, because a lot of times we're talking about just lead generation, but we're not talking about getting new customers, which is what makes the money. And so we'll take it all the way there, and we'll even talk and discuss price, because I believe price is such a huge factor in business. So many business owners leaving a lot of money on the table. So I'm going to talk lead generation. I'm going to talk conversion, getting them to buy, and then also getting them to buy at the right price. So that's a very, very basic, broad stroke of what I'm going to be doing. But in the 3 hours of this masterclass, I'm just going to be able to go much deeper for you in a longer period of time. I'm also doing 2 things. I'm bringing in 2 friends. So in the 3 hours, I'll bring in 2 different guest speakers. One of them, and they'll be short, like 20-minute guest speakers, right? One of them is Carly Fernald. Carly is a marketing coach for my mastermind group, but also she's the marketing director for 3 gyms in New York, right? So she's actively doing this boots on the ground. She recently just launched a program called Summer Slim Down and got 141 customers to sign up for this program. Okay. She's going to tell you exactly what she did, and she's going to give a playbook for how you can do it too. So this is as time sensitive as it can be. So if you're kind of like wondering, what the hell am I going to do to get new customers this summer at my gym? Well, this is a timely thing to do. We got almost July now, right? We got 8 weeks left of the summer. We can't wait until September to start getting new customers. We can't wait. We got to start moving. And a lot of times we got to do things that's going to activate him. And Carly's going to give you this idea, but also anyone that shows up on the masterclass is going to get the playbook that you can implement this so much easier and so much faster. Okay. The second thing is Tom Leonardis, who works for me. He's my head of sales. But he has become an expert in AI. Now, I sometimes bash AI. I love AI. I just don't like you leaning on AI to create all your content and you putting out slop. Okay, but there's certain things that we can use AI for, especially in your sales follow-up, that are very, very, very helpful. And so one of the biggest challenges is people ghosting you on consultations. And so Leo put together this whole AI package on a tool and a resource that he will teach you and then give to you on how you can, I don't want to say eliminate, no-shows, right? But how you can drastically reduce the amount of no-shows you get, and how you can drastically increase the amount of new customers that buy a membership at your gym through this AI follow-up playbook that he's creating. So those are the two bonus sessions. So you'll get my stuff, right, where I'm going to give you a deep dive into learning about marketing, but you're going to get the two bonus sessions as well. And both the bonus sessions come with playbooks, right? So you get actually these playbooks that you'll get on the masterclass. Now, it's 3 hours, deep dive. We're going big on this and prepping. It's not free. So the way you register is there's a link in the show notes. Just click the link in the show notes. And it is $1 to reserve a seat. As of recording this podcast, there are 22 seats remaining. We are taking a total of 50. So we have a bunch of seats already sold. And there's 22 seats remaining. I'm recording this at 10:50 on Saturday, June 27th. So at the time, there are 22 seats remaining. I'm guessing after this podcast, there will be a lot less. So it's $1 to register your seat, and then it's $49 billed 24 hours after the event. If you show up, okay? If you show up and you think it sucks, you just send me an email, and I won't bill you the $49. All right? It's got to be before the 24 hours, and you have to show up. You can't just ghost and not show up and be like, give me my money back because I couldn't make it. No, you either you sign up, you show up, and if you think it wasn't worth it, then you send me an email, vince@gabrielfitness.com, saying, hey, Vince, you suck. That sucked. I ain't doing it. Don't bill me. I won't bill you. So that's how it's going to work. All the details are in the link in the show notes. Just click that link in the show notes. That takes you to the page where you can register for $1, and then it gives you more details on exactly what we're going to cover in the training. So hopefully this got you some insight around what most people have uncertainty about. And I think that if you're listening to this, you probably would agree that I have uncertainty around. I don't really have this, predictable, reliable way that I can get new customers. Like if I want 12 customers every month, I don't really have a predictable, reliable way to get that done. Well, I'm going to help you work towards that. That's what I want to do. I want to take the uncertainty about where your next customers are coming from. I want to take that away from you. And hey, maybe you're not going to get 12 new customers every month, but what you will have is the confidence and the belief in yourself that you can get there. And that's really what this is about. This is about you developing a skill set, you developing confidence and belief in yourself that you can grow your company and own the marketing side of your business. So I hope you decide to join me. It's going to be amazing. The masterclass is going to be on Tuesday, June 30th at noon. And it'll go from noon to 3 o'clock, 3-hour deep dive. The way to register is click the link in the show notes and read all about it. And then if you decide this is for you, hopefully I will see you live on the training. Thanks for listening.